Hello peeps, Sparky back again, Matt Sparks here. We are looking at the editing process once again. This is the third episode, so if you missed the previous two, be sure to go and check them out. I think I've got the bulk of the collection of clips that I want done, I think. There's still quite a lot of preparation and stuff to go yet, but it's looking a bit more like things are actually happening. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff on the screen. I went through all the McGump stuff. I hadn't done that in the last episode. I've gone through all of the Royal Blood stuff as well. Now I've had some problems with the audio with both of these sets of video files. The McGump's audio, the recording has all of the mumble chat included, which is really unhelpful because it means that you get everyone talking on this particular channel here. This channel here has everyone talking on it as well as everyone talking in their individual channels as well. So if I solo that, for example, you should be able to.
I wrote all the challenges, but how are you feeling?
You can hear me talking.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty confident I can track you back down again. You know.
You can hear literally everyone talking in that channel. If I unmute it,
Okay, I spawned back up here.
you get echoes and
It
all
does
sorts.
sound there.
Wait for that
It
to
still hurts.
Oh,
Cloud to disappear.
Yeah, so that's awful. So that basically means that any time that they're in a channel with more than one person, you just get this awful sound. So I basically cannot use any of this file here. So this will probably just be muted or deleted. Fortunately, for the bulk of their time in this video file, it's just two of them in a channel on their own, so it's not so bad. And I think I've had a little bit of a fiddle around with the audio, so hopefully you won't hear the echo. I'm hoping I've got rid of it, but I'll need to go back through and check, make sure that has actually gone. So that was a little issue I had. The Royal Blood stuff has just been a nightmare. First off, King Lear decided that in almost every single vehicle that he got into, he was just going to leave the radio on. He didn't have his game audio up very loud when he was playing, and so he didn't notice that the radio was on. So basically anything that has music on the radio when he's in vehicles and stuff, I cannot use because of copyright reasons. So that happens quite a lot, which is a bit of an issue, and I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to figure out a way around that. But I'm going to have to mute it so that you don't actually hear music, because there's music playing. You can normally tell because of the way that the sound, at the end here, there's hardly any game sound at all. It's just probably just steps and some background ambient noise. Whereas the line on this one is a lot thicker, so I can see that it's probably a lot more sound going on. So he's probably got the music on in this clip. So he's
Do this. Let's grab the first vehicle that we see.
Okay.
Wow, I don't know if you could hear that, but that was fun. So this has probably got lots of music on in this particular clip. So I cannot use the game audio. So you won't get any of the I don't actually know where that game audio was coming from. It's probably coming from somewhere else. Probably coming from one of the other previous clips. Yeah, probably coming from this clip instead, which is from my audio. Anyway, this is all stuff. It can get very confusing when you have all these different clips. Anyway, I can't use that because it's got copyrighted music. Now, at some point during the editing of this footage, the game audio and video went out of sync ever so slightly. I'm not quite sure why or how, but it did. So I had to adjust it so that it was back in sync. But then further on in that section of video. It went back into sync again, so I had to readjust it so that it was back to where it was, and then it went out again further on, and then it went back in again later on. So at like 4 points, the game audio goes out of sync with the video, and it was just a bit of a nightmare. I think it should be okay, but again, it's another thing that I'm going to have to go through and check, make sure to make sure that it's all correct. At one point, they, as a team, they split up back here somewhere. Yeah, at one point they decided to split up, and the person that didn't have their that wasn't like the main filmer, if you like, the person that was recording, because each team is supposed to have one person that records, and then you go off and do stuff. But because they decided to split up, it meant that one of the challenges that was completed by the person that had gone off from the person that was recording meant that if they did any challenges, completed any challenges, I wouldn't be able to count it because I wouldn't have video footage. So I got the video footage that person had recorded as well. So here, so most of the time I'm using Leah's footage because that was the stuff that I had. So I do actually have Grak's footage as well, who was his partner for this particular event. So I do actually have footage of him completing a challenge. The rest of his footage is down here. I haven't gone through it all because it's taken me ages just to go through all of this already. But I've got it there. It's both muted so that like I won't see any of it unless I really want to. But it's there in case I want like a second perspective on something. So if something happens and I'm like, oh, that might look good from his point of view, it's there if I need it. But I don't plan on going through that and picking out all clips for that as well, because I'll just have far too much and I'll end up having duplicates of stuff as well. So it's there for other point of view if I need it. Now I think Suki is sending me some footage as well later, so that I can get similar sort of thing from her. So if I need extra point of view, which I do on a couple of things, because Grayson was looking in the opposite direction when stuff was happening. So my clip collection I think is virtually done. I think there's, as I say, there's probably a few little bits here and there that I need to do, but that is the bulk of the clips that I'm keeping. All of this is basically what I'm keeping. The introduction stuff, as I said before, I've still got to go through and change slightly. And what I'm doing up here, I scroll in. This and these three videos over here. I've already gone through one. These are the previous episodes. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting them back into Sony Vegas, and I'm just picking out a few clips of stuff that the teams did last time to incorporate those clips into like a little intro for each team for this episode, so you can kind of see some of the stuff that they did before as they get introduced. And then eventually there'll be some like music and stuff. The music is the very, very, very last thing that I'll put in. I'll be putting in overlays. I've still got to do the overlays. I've still got to do sound effects. Some of the stuff. I still don't know what I'm going to do. I've got an idea of what I'm going to do for the footage that I can't use the audio on, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it yet. So there's still a lot of work to go. There we go, that's a little update as to how far I've got with this editing process. Lots of work, but I thought I'd give you a little update as to how this is going, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope this is interesting and or entertaining. Thanks very much for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye.